we start, let's offer our prayers to Prabhupada and Lord Krishna. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandrodaya ki jai, Shri Shri Nidai Gauranga ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So welcome again to everybody for the session on science of self-realization. We have been discussing from a very interesting topic, Krishna consciousness, the yoga for the modern age. This is a lecture given by Prabhupada in 1970 in one of the Western countries. And Prabhupada is giving us a wonderful understanding about what is the best yoga practice for present age, modern age. As people always think yoga to be something which you can do some exercise or asanas or pranayama in that way. Prabhupada is giving us a wonderful perspective. Yoga doesn't mean simply doing some exercise or pranayama, breathing exercises, or trying to, trying to have a good health, or trying to reduce your fat. Not like that. Yoga means anything, any process, authentic process, which can help you to connect with Krishna, God, right? That is the meaning of yoga. Linking process, connecting process. So there are authentic processes described by Lord Krishna himself in Bhagavad Gita. The Jnana process, the Ashtanga yoga process, or the Karma yoga process, or the highest process called Bhakti yoga process. So any of these processes will lead you to perfection. Among all of these different yoga processes, it is very clearly mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita as well as all scriptures that Bhakti yoga is the easiest and simplest. And how it is so and why it is so, Prabhupada explains very nicely in this wonderful lecture. So we have covered some aspects of this topic in the previous session. We'll continue our discussions today. So all these discussions are happening by the inspiration of His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of the worldwide Hare Krishna movement. Because of his blessings and teachings, we're able to understand the sublime teachings of Lord Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and all the great acharyas, great teachers, which otherwise would have been inaccessible for us. We can't even understand them, right? These are all like cryptic for a common man. Prabhupada so mercifully explained it in a very simple way for us to understand them and try to perfect our lives in the spiritual journey. So in the previous session, on the same topic, we discussed how religion cannot be manufactured. Present context, people think that any system of practice or rituals or some type of a meditation, whatever you manufacture or whatever you concoct is religion. This is not the definition of religion. Religion is an English word. Basically, the actual Sanskrit word is dharma. Dharma means which cannot be changed, which is constitutional to the living entity. Now, the definition given about dharma in Bhagavata is that dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. The various rules, regulations given by Lord Krishna himself to the humanity constitutes what is known as dharma. It's like the state laws cannot be manufactured by an individual citizen in his home. It has to be, it is executed. The laws are made at the government level, right? With a lot of discussions, especially in democracy. Likewise, the rules, regulations for individual self with regard to his spiritual journey cannot be made or manufactured or concocted. It is the orders given by Krishna himself. It is coming down in the succession of acharyas for our understanding and our following. That's the point. So religion cannot be manufactured, and the process of Krishna consciousness or the Bhakti Yoga process is not manufactured one. I was telling how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Krishna himself. He has appeared 500 years ago to again revive the various principles of religion which was forgotten by people. So in that context, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's wonderful incarnation, the most merciful incarnation aspect we discussed. Why did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appear? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in order to teach the same various instructions Krishna had given 5,000 years ago. 5,000 years ago, what Krishna spoke and instructed all of us was on the principle of surrendering to him and perfecting our lives. Down the time, as time went on, people again have forgotten this instruction, and they have concocted, manufactured their own ways of following certain things. So Lord has to come again. This is what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna comes again and again to re-establish the principles of Dharma. To protect the devotees and to annihilate the demons, Krishna comes personally, or he sends his representatives again and again. So 500 years ago, Krishna himself came as his devotee. In the form of a devotee, Krishna came incarnated. And in this incarnation, very special incarnation, he is demonstrating how to perform bhakti. Personally, he is demonstrating. It's just like a teacher in a classroom, very elementary class. She is writing letter A or numeral 1 to teaching the children. It doesn't mean that the teacher doesn't know these things. She has got qualification. That's why she's a teacher there. Just to teach the children, the teacher has to make children go through all this training. Likewise, Krishna himself descended 500 years ago to teach these various wonderful aspects of simplest form of bhakti. That is chanting the holy names of Krishna, dancing in front of Krishna. All these aspects Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally demonstrated, and in that way he is mercifully giving us the topmost perfection of our lives. In human form of life, apart from the 4 purusharthas or the perfections which human beings are looking forward. The 4 purusharthas are dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and finally liberation. Human beings are endeavoring for these 4 things. These are called purusharthas. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said these 4 purusharthas, or the purposes for which human society is going on, this is not everything, because people get diverted. People try to follow religion for the sake of getting some monetary benefit or for sense gratification. Finally, they don't reach liberation. And liberation also, people have different concoctions, different conceptions. So people don't understand what is liberation meaning. Liberation basically means you have to come out of the cycle of birth and death. This is lacking. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give us the 5th Purushartha, that is called love of God. Actually, all of us are connected to God very intimately as part and parcel. Mame vamsha jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana is a statement in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says that we are very intimately connected with Krishna as his part and parcel. Part and parcel means you cannot separate, right? So this being the case, our constitution or our real situation is to serve Krishna. This we have forgotten. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give us this wonderful revelation and realization that you just take up the process of bhakti by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, you will achieve the highest perfection, that is prema, love of God. Actually, we have love of God within us. That is covered now, forgotten. This can be revived by following the process of bhakti by chanting Hare Krishna mantra. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's incarnation is a very merciful incarnation. He is more merciful than Krishna also. Krishna at least gave Bhagavad Gita and he didn't further force anybody. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came personally to teach those teachings of Krishna only to all of us and make us understand this is what you're supposed to be doing. And he personally demonstrated it. That is why he is very merciful incarnation. We also discussed in the previous session that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prediction is there, that this chanting of Hare Krishna mantra, it's called Sankirtana, chanting together with all the people, it's called Sankirtana. It will be spread in every town and village. This prediction Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has made, and that is the purpose he incarnated. Prithivite yata acha nagaradi grama. Nagara grama means every town and every village. The names of Krishna will be heard and chanted. And for this, a very wonderful foundation was being made from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu onwards, down all the other Goswamis, Acharyas. Very carefully, they have built up all the various philosophical understandings, and they have made a wonderful base for Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, who finally went out of India and preached this Hare Krishna movement or Sankirtana all over the world. Now, Hare Krishna is a word or name which anybody will know all over the world. It's a household, any householder, anybody, any person will know this Hare Krishna. So this Hare Krishna was popularized by Prabhupada. There is a prediction in the scriptures where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will come to preach Hare Krishna movement, Hare Krishna mantra, and his one commander-in-chief, Senapati Bhakta, this Srila Prabhupada, will further take it to all over the world. It's a prediction like this, right? So that commander-in-chief was Srila Prabhupada. We also discussed that the philosophy and the theosophy of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavata, what Krishna consciousness movement is presenting, is the topmost, or the highest. In fact, the various acharyas in the line of parampara, in the disciplic succession, Vyasadeva, Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, all the various acharyas have made a proper philosophical foundation, and they have gradually given to the world various philosophical teachings. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he summarized everything and gave us the wonderful presentation. So Krishna conscious philosophy, it encompasses the complete understanding of all the various philosophical teachings, right? It is not left anything. To carefully go through, understand the books presented by Prabhupada, you'll understand every aspect of every other philosophical understanding, every other discipline of spiritual practice is within Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavata, and the teachings of Krishna consciousness as presented by Prabhupada. So Prabhupada gives us a wonderful example to illustrate this in today's discussions. Let us begin the discussions of today. So Prabhupada says that the talks between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Prakashananda Saraswati happened in Banaras. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was present, he lived for 48 years. He was born in a place by name Nadia, Mayapur in West Bengal. And his early years, up to 24th year, he was in Mayapur, Nadia. After that, he took the order of sannyasa, renunciation, and he left that place and he traveled for almost 6 years across South India and also some parts of North India. And he extensively preached the message of Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavata and made people take up the process of Sankirtana, right? And he returned back to Jagannath Puri, where he was stationed after sannyasa. And for the rest of the 18 years, he was in Jagannath Puri, performing various pastimes there. So this particular mention of the pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with one impersonalist, Mayavadi. Impersonalist or Mayavadi basically means they don't accept the personal form of God. For them, God ultimately is Nirakara, Nirvishesha. Nirakara means no form, no variety. And when God comes to this material world, he'll accept a form. Otherwise, God means he's light, his impersonal existence. This is their understanding. But this is not what Bhagavad Gita gives us understanding. Krishna says, I was a person before, I am a person now, I'm going to be a person in the future. The individuality, the personality is stressed in Vedic scriptures. Right? So there are a class of transcendentalists or spiritualists known as impersonalists or Mayavadis. So Prakash and Saraswati belong to this school of thought. Right? Now, who is from the impersonal school of thought. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu happened to, when he was traveling to Varanasi, Banaras, there he met these various Mayavadi sannyasis. This Prakashananda Saraswati had a very big following of 60,000 disciples in Varanasi. And Varanasi is a seat where these Mayavadis or the impersonalists mainly reside. Right? So they say, they get this word Mayavadi, why? Because they think that, their assumption is that when God comes, he takes a form, and all of our forms are all Maya. They say Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya. The absolute truth ultimately is formless, and any forms you have here is all illusion, Maya. Right? That is their understanding. Right? So anyway, we'll try to discuss on this aspect as we move forward in our discussions today. So very interesting conversation happened between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Prakashananda Saraswati. Prabhupada explains how this happened and what happened. So this illustration of discussion between Prakashananda Saraswati and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is to show how Krishna conscious understanding is having the highest philosophy and theosophy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, while he was preaching, he went to Banaras, the seat of Mayavadi sannyasis. The followers of Shankaracharya are mostly seen in Banaras, because Banaras, Kashi is a place where Lord Shiva's famous temple of Kashi Vishwanath is residing, and in fact, all the followers of Lord Shiva are mainly following the path of Shankaracharya, given by Shankaracharya. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there, he was chanting and dancing. This was something which is not recommended by the Mayavadis. They think chanting and dancing is actually Maya. It is not proper. Just like in the material world, we chant and dance and become entangled. Likewise, chanting and dancing for Krishna also is Maya. That is the understanding of Mayavadis. For them, study of Vedanta is what is important. Anything other than any other activity will entangle you, is their understanding. Okay. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was doing his Sankirtana and spreading the message of Lord Krishna, chanting and dancing. And very much common people were appreciating this. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became quite famous in Banaras. One prominent sannyasi, the leader of this Mayavadi sannyasis, known by name Prakashananda Saraswati, leader of many thousands of Mayavadi sannyasis, was informed, oh, from Bengal, one young sannyasi has come. He's so nicely chanting and dancing. So Prakashananda Saraswati was a great Vedantist, and he did not like the idea. So this is the difference between the personalists and the impersonalists. This is very categorically being described and explained nicely by Prabhupada in his books. This world actually is filled with mostly impersonalists who think God has no form. He is everywhere by his impersonal energy. They don't assign any personality to God. Anything is God. Yes, anything is God, but God also has his personal form. This is a revelation of Acharyas in the Vaishnava Parampara, especially Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and later all the Acharyas have given us this strong understanding, because the world is filled with impersonalists and voidists. Followers of Shankaracharya and Lord Buddha, people are filled with, whole world is filled with these followers. So what are these two philosophies? The Buddhist philosophy is that finally everything is shunya, void. After your body is finished, nothing is there. Everything is over. This is the philosophy mostly most of the countries are adopting, or most modern philosophers have this understanding. But it is not what the Vedas say. Vedas say your existence as in the body, maybe that body is over, but your existence as spirit soul continues. Your journey continues. You are not void. You are a spiritual personality. Right? So this is the understanding which scriptures give us. Whereas the voidists or the Shunyavadis, the Buddhists say everything is over, zero. Just like Prabhupada met one famous professor in Russia when he went in 1971. That professor was teaching the philosophy of Indian scriptures, and when Prabhupada was talking, some aspects of Indian philosophy, this professor told very blankly, after this body is over, everything is over. Right? So, whereas Prabhupada clarified, no, it's not the way what Vedas say. Your understanding is not proper. Prabhupada corrected him. So this is the point. Right now, everybody thinks after this life is over, everything is over. This is called voidists or Shunyavadi. And there are impersonalists, as we discussed. Ultimately, God is there, but he's formless, nameless, varietyless, no personality features. He's just light, impersonal light. Brahma Jyoti they call. Right? Their whole purpose of life is to cultivate jnana, knowledge, and finally merge with impersonal light. That is their goal. Right? Shunyavadi's goal is to become, you dismantle yourself and you merge with total existence. So, world is filled with these Shunyavadis and Mayavadis. Prabhupada's whole purpose was, one of the prayers we offer to Prabhupada is, Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine. Prabhupada, who is the disciple of his guru, Saraswati Devi Thakur, Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Devi Thakur, he has come to preach the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu widely preached against this impersonalism and voidism. What is the problem with impersonalism and voidism? Because they deny the very nature of the souls, the aspect of personalism. See, we all want personality. We all want things to be having a solid, concrete form. We can't meditate on something which is, which is impersonal or not have any shape, form. You say you meditate on light. What you will meditate? Or sometimes, some of these philosophers, they say, you can clap with one hand. How it is possible to clap with one hand? Like this, all, some things they go on talking, some which is very absurd things. So the problem with Mayavada and Shunyavada is that they very basic aspect of Atma's personal features and personal worship of Krishna is deprived. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu strongly, vehemently said, never hear from these Mayavadis, because they will take away, or they will kill your spiritual instinct of worshipping Krishna. So Prabhupada says the biggest disservice what has happened to humanity is the Mayavadis and Shunyavadis are spreading their impersonalism, and people are becoming atheistic, materialistic. That is the problem. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu strictly warned, Mayavadi Bhashya Sunile Haya Sarvanash. If you hear the commentaries of Mayavadi philosophers and the impersonalists, you are going to be finished, doomed, which means your spiritual existence or your spiritual instinct to move forward in spiritual journey is finished. You'll be confused again. That is the problem. So the understanding of Mayavadis and Shunyavadis has to be avoided by all means. So Prakashananda Saraswati was a Vedantist, great Vedantist. He did not like the idea of what? Of chanting and dancing. So the impersonalists always are against the bhakti process. So Prakashananda Saraswati said, oh, he's a pseudo sannyasi. Pseudo means false sannyasi. He's chanting and dancing, and this is not the business of a sannyasi. A sannyasi should always engage himself in the study of philosophy and Vedanta. This is a very revolutionary, thinking, which traditionally people think sannyasi means you should be very calm, peaceful, and no activity. Just absorb yourself in study of Vedanta. That is what Mayavadis have this understanding of a sannyasi. Very advanced spiritual, which means he is very peaceful and no physically doing any such things as ordinary people do. Right? So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was actually a sannyasi, he had taken sannyasa, he was chanting and dancing. This was very much against the principles of Mayavadi sannyasis. So he was, in fact, commenting to his disciples when he heard that this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is chanting and dancing. This is wrong, something what he has done. He is supposed to study Vedanta and absorb himself in study of Vedanta. Then one of the devotees who did not like the remarks of Prakashananda Saraswati came back and informed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he was being criticized. One of the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu informed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that this is what comments we are hearing. So next, this devotee arranged a meeting of all the sannyasis, and there was a philosophical discussion on the Vedanta between Prakashananda Saraswati and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Right? Then later on, a good meeting was arranged between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all these Mayavadi sannyasis in Banaras. This Mayavadi sannyasis is headed by one leader by name Prakashananda Saraswati. So these accounts and philosophical discussions are very elaborately described in a book of Srila Prabhupada by name Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. We recommend that all of you read this discussions, very wonderful discussions, very enlightening discussions. And after these discussions with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in fact, all the disciples of Prakashananda and he himself became disciples, they became great devotees. Because in these discussions, threadbare discussion of every aspect of Mayavada was discussed. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave counter arguments. He refuted all the arguments which Mayavadis had from Vedic understanding. Right? And the very purpose why this Mayavada philosophy was presented, how it originated, everything Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discussed thoroughly. And all the sannyasis present were thoroughly, convinced, and they immediately became, after that, they all became Vaishnavas, devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Right? These discussions are elaborately described. We'll discuss some aspects of it in the later part of our discussion today. For detailed discussion, I request all of you to read Lord Chaitanya's book by name, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya by Prabhupada, available online and offline. Any Iskcon center you go, you'll get it. And Prabhupada says, our Hare Krishna movement, Iskcon, is based on the Vedic authority. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement is not sentimentalism. So we were discussing on the point how the Krishna conscious philosophy is the highest philosophy, highest theosophy. There's nothing comparable to this philosophy. Anything you want to discuss, everything is available. Which means it is not simply when you start dancing and chanting, it is not some sentimental action of a person. Just like sometimes people cry, people do express some emotions sentimentally for whatever material reasons. But this is not like that. These are all actually emotions of the soul towards Supreme Soul, Lord Krishna. When you understand the philosophical background of whatever in Krishna consciousness the devotees are acting, that is going to give us a very strong basis of why it is happening. So basically what Prabhupada taught us is not simply Gyan, knowledge. He taught us how to apply that knowledge as Vigyan, practically application, applying that. Understanding I am a soul, I am Brahman, is what Mayavadis also teach. We are not matter, we are spirit. Aham Brahmasmi. As Brahman, I am not silent or I am not inactive. I am always active. This is what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Every moment we are active as spirit soul. There is no question of inactivity. Whereas the Mayavadi's ultimate purpose is to become inactive, merge with impersonal Brahman, no activity. That is not what Vedas say. Bhagavad Gita says, doesn't say this. Right? This is the point. So the actions of devotees are on the spiritual platform, the activities of soul. So the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's various demonstration of bhakti emotions are not mere sentimentalism. And anything what we do in Krishna consciousness movement is authorized. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a similar great discussion with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, the greatest logician of the time. He was also a Mayavadi impersonalist, and he was also converted. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas. He first went to Jagannath Puri. And as soon as he came to Jagannath Puri and had darshan of Jagannath Prabhu, immediately he fainted in the temple only. And in Jagannath Puri, there was one famous scholar, Vedantist by name, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who was, when he saw this young sannyasi fainting, he just took him to his house and he took care of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu until he was recovered. And after that, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was very much concerned that young sannyasi, you will not be able to maintain sannyasa at his young age unless you understand Vedanta. So for 7 continuous days, Bhattacharya gave instructions on Vedanta to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very patiently heard it without uttering a word. And Bhattacharya was little, he was little restless and asking, why didn't you ask? You must be having a lot of questions. Why are you not asking questions to me? Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, actually, the explanations given in Vedanta is so clear and so, evident, obvious. It's like, the sunshine. You did not take one candle to see sunshine, right? Daytime you don't have a candle to go and see sun. But your explanation of Vedanta from Mayavadi perspective is all covering that understanding. You're distorting the understanding. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained again very nicely every aspect of what all statements Bhattacharya made, and he refuted all those statements. Bhattacharya surrendered to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a disciple. So like this, we have all these wonderful records of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's talks with these personalities like Prakashananda Saraswati, Bhattacharya, and all these are recorded in teachings of Lord Chaitanya. I strongly recommend that we read these portions of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's talks with these personalities. And further, Prabhupada says, there is a very rich background in that way of the philosophy, if one wants to understand the Sankirtana movement through all the logic and all the philosophical understanding. It's not that we are sentimentalists. No. Our understanding is backed by proper philosophical understanding. And Prabhupada always said, religion without philosophy is a sentiment. And philosophy without religion is mental speculation. I'll repeat again. Religion without philosophy is sentimentalism or fanaticism. Sometimes people, mostly you see in India right now, people are all fanatic about their own faiths, what they are following. But they don't have any philosophical background. What does scripture say? What does Bhagavad Gita say? But they are fanatic. That is not what religion means. And there are people who just are philosophizing things, no aspect of, the various practical aspects of that or practical application of that is not there. They're only having speculations, mental speculations. So, Krishna consciousness is a perfect combination of religion and philosophy, right? Wherein what you understand as philosophy is practically applied in your life of what you're supposed to be doing as a spirit soul. That is the wonderful aspect of Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada says there's a very rich background of the Sankirtana movement. It is not simply sentimental understanding. There's ample opportunity for this movement is based on the science and the authority of the Vedas. So this whole Krishna conscious movement is based on the authority of Vedic understanding. But also, it is very simple. That is the beauty of this movement. Whether one is a great scholar or philosopher or a child, he can take part without any difficulty. That is the beauty of this movement. Whereas other philosophical disciplines or spiritual understandings, it requires some level of qualification and maturity for you to understand and get into the understanding. For the Mayavadi understanding, you need to be really, really a scholarly to understand things. Otherwise, you'll be lost. Whereas Krishna consciousness is such that even a child or elderly person, even without any background or qualification, he can participate. He can get the highest benefit. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's presentation of Krishna consciousness is such a wonderful benediction to the whole humanity. Further, Prabhupada says, the various aspects of jnana, dhyana, were all meant for different ages. Let us understand this, what Prabhupada says. In the 4 yugas, different ages, Satya, Treta, Dwapara Yuga, what were the different systems of realization? Other systems of self-realization, the jnana process or yoga process, are also recognized, but it is not possible to practice them in this age. The Mayavadi philosophy is based on jnana process, wherein you go on philosophizing, speculating, analyzing. That is called jnana process. Right? This is not the truth. This is not truth. Searching for truth. Right? This is the standard, one authentic process, but not for this age at least. Because of so many other factors. Because we have discussed in the previous sessions, in this age, people are dull or not very spiritually inclined. Manda. Even though they are spiritually inclined, there are many people to misguide them, mislead them. And situations are very unfortunate situations of people are there. A lot of disturbances. Where is the question of peacefully analyzing philosophical subject matters? Not possible, not easy. So, further Prabhupada says, jnana process is not practical for this age. So what is practical? Vedas describe, Bhagavatam says a nice statement. Duteya dhyayato vishnum, tretayam yato makhaihi, dvapare paricharyayam, kalo tad hari kirtanat. In the Satya Yuga, the golden age, it was possible to execute the meditation process. Satya Yuga is long before, many millions of years ago. Or Kali Yuga's span of time is 4,32,000 years. Previously, the Dwapar Yuga, the span is double this Kali Yuga. That is 8,64,000. And previous to that, Dwapar Yuga is 3 times Kali Yuga's period, roughly around 13 lakh years. And Satya Yuga is 4 times Kali Yuga span, around 17 lakh years. So, 17 lakh years, people used to live in Satya Yuga, and the duration of their lifespan was also huge. People were living for 1 lakh years, right? In Treta Yuga, the lifespan reduced to 10,000 years. In next stage, Dwapar Yuga, further it reduced to 1,000 years. Everybody used to live for 1,000 years. And in Kali Yuga, the maximum life span of a person is 100 years. That is also reducing, as you see, day by day. So, with respect to age, their lifespan, and so many factors, in Satya Yuga, the meditation process was jnana process, meditation. or you can do dhyana, you do meditation, and you can perfect your spiritual life or have spiritual realization. Prabhupada gives an example. It's like Valmiki Muni. He meditated for 60,000 years to get perfection. Right? 60,000 years he did meditation, just imagine. There's one more example in Bhagavatam. One Rishi by name Kardama Muni. He was the father of one incarnation of Lord by name Lord Kapila. He meditated for 10,000 years. Let's see. That was the time, that is the way. Even Lord Krishna's father, mother, they did meditation for, or they did tapasya for 10,000, 12,000 years. So like this, they used to do for long period. That was the lifespan. So Valmiki Muni, he did for 60,000 years meditation. And further, Prabhupada explains, besides that, for the meditation process, Bhagavad Gita describes, one has to go to a secluded place. It has to be executed alone. He has to sit down in a rigid posture. He has to lead a life of complete celibacy and so on. There are many rules and regulations. Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter elaborately describes the various prerequisites for performance of this process of dhyana through Ashtanga Yoga process. Thus, Ashtanga Yoga meditation is not possible for everybody. Maybe few selected, handful can do this. If one is satisfied by imitating, that is a different thing. But if one wants perfection, then he has to execute all the 8 stages of Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga means 8 steps are there. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. These are the 8 steps. Control of senses, control of mind, then some exercises you have to do, asana, then breathing exercises you have to do, pranayama, then you have to control your senses from all corners, pratyahara, then you have to keep Paramatma's meditation, Paramatma within your heart, dharana, then do meditation called dhyana, then samadhi, wherein constantly you are meditating on Krishna only as Paramatma. Very difficult process for everybody. Arjuna flatly refused 5,000 years ago. He said, Krishna, I cannot do this. Even though the facilities and the opportunities and qualification-wise, Arjuna was better situated than us. He refused. And what we can do now? So whatever we are doing right now as some yogasana or pranayama and wanting to do something, it's not actually yoga. It's all farce in the present day context. Yoga basically has to connect you to Krishna again. But that is not happening. It's just simply in the name of, reducing fat or, keeping healthy or something like that. People are doing all these things. They're only taking some aspect of Ashtanga Yoga. Some Yogasana and some Pranayama. That's all. That is not the purpose of yoga. Yoga means control senses and move forward in your journey of spiritual life. So further, Prabhupada explains, if this is not possible, then it is a waste of time. Right? People are doing this right now. So what is the ultimate goal of yoga process meditation? Prabhupada explains very nicely. He says, contact with the Supreme, the Super Soul, the Supreme Lord is the aim and object of all yoga process. This is the ultimate objective. So we discussed similarly, philosophical research, jnana process also aims at understanding the Supreme Brahman. Whatever you do, either jnana or Ashtanga Yoga or karma, should be aimed towards Krishna only. Anything else you do, it's going to divert your mind. So Prabhupada says our Sankirtan movement was first introduced in New York in 1966. These are recognized processes, undoubtedly, but according to authoritative description, they are not practical in this iron age of Kali. Prabhupada says how Sankirtana we started in 1966 in Western countries, and it is practically, you can see everybody is participating in it. How many will be able to do dhyana or Ashtanga Yoga? Because the recommendations, prerequisites for that is too high. Everybody cannot follow this. That's the point. So what is very practical, which is everybody can follow, is what is Sankirtana process. So this is what this verse of Bhagavatam, which we just now quoted and we are discussing, is mentioning that in Satya Yuga, the process of meditation, Ashtanga Yoga was possible. In next age called Treta Yuga, the process of yajna, performance of rituals and various, fire sacrifices was recommended for self-realization. Third yuga, called Dwapar Yuga, elaborate temple worship was recommended. In Kali Yuga, Kalau Tad Hari Kirtana, this meditation is not possible, performance of yajna is not possible. Why? Because yajna requires qualified brahmanas to chant mantras properly. Where are the qualified brahmanas now? And also requirement of huge paraphernalia, like ghee and so many other things are required. And elaborate temple worship, that is also not practical. To build one temple in Vrindavan, we are struggling, right? Just imagine, temple worship everywhere, not easy. People are so busy. So with that way, all the other processes are not practical for this Kali Yuga. What is practical is chanting Hare Krishna mantra. So Prabhupada further explains to us, therefore, one has to take to this process of Hari Kirtana. There is no other way. Anyone can practice without pre-qualification, right? Anywhere, anybody, without any understanding of any other jnana or other yoga process, you can come to this understanding. And one doesn't have to study philosophy or Vedanta to understand this particular, or rather follow this process of Sankirtana. Sankirtana is so easy and so simple. This was the purport of Lord Chaitanya's meeting with Prakashananda Saraswati. The whole discussion, the essence is this. Because studying Vedanta is not possible for everybody. Following the various disciplines of yoga practices is not possible. Easiest is chanting Hare Krishna. Right. So some discussions we'll try to touch upon now. No need to study Vedanta in this age. Prabhupada explains the discussion between Prakashananda Saraswati and Prabhupada and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When the Vedanta philosophy was thoroughly discussed between Lord Chaitanya and Prakashananda Saraswati, what happened? Prakashananda Saraswati first of all asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I understand that you were a very good scholar in your early life. Actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's earlier name was Nimai Pandita. He was a great scholar. At the age of 16, he defeated one great scholar from Kashmir by name Keshav Kashmiri. In fact, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was running a school to teach Vyakarana, grammar, and he was a great scholar during his times. And he thoroughly knew all the Vedic scriptures, and all the students were very much impressed upon to study from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Right? That is he was known as at a very young age, he was known as a great scholar. He was known as Nimai Pandita. Right? So, Prakashananda Saraswati is quoting that background of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that you are formerly a great scholar, I know. But I understand that you are a great Sanskrit scholar, and that especially in logic, you are a very learned scholar. These are the words of Prakashananda Saraswati, the Mayavadi sannyasi. You are also born in the Brahman family, and now you are a sannyasi, which means by qualification, you have all the required qualifications. You are from a very good, respectable family. You are a sannyasi. You are a great scholar in Vedanta, in Sanskrit. But you are now chanting and dancing and not reading Vedanta. Why is it? This was the question. Very wonderful answer Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave. Very instructive. Right? This was a question. First question asked by Prakashananda Saraswati, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied like this. Yes, the reason is that when I was initiated by my spiritual master, he said that I am fool number 1. You don't discuss Vedanta, he told me. You will simply spoil your time. Just take to this chanting of Hare Krishna and you will be successful. That was his reply. It's a very instructive statement. The Bengali words are Guru More Murkha Karilo Shasana. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was initiated into this chanting, his guru told him that you don't study Vedanta because you're a great fool. This is our situation now. Because to study Vedanta requires some pre-qualification of studying grammar. Even to study grammar, it takes 12 years. After studying grammar, then you study Vedanta. Oh, it's again big exercise. That's what Mayavadis do. In present age, where is the time for us? Where is the patience for us? Qualification. First of all, learn Sanskrit, then grammar, then understand Vedanta interpretation. Not at all easy for everybody. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, indirectly representing a common man, he says, My guru said, I am a great fool. You can't study Vedanta. You don't have qualifications to study Vedanta. Right? You simply chant Hare Krishna. And Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, if you chant Hare Krishna mantra, you worship Krishna, you are a greatest Vedantist. You have studied all the Vedanta. Vedanta means the ultimate end of all the Vedas. You know the purpose of Vedas. Simply if you chant Hare Krishna mantra. That is the final purpose. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Vedaisya sarvair ahameva vedyaha. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. If this is the ultimate purpose, then chanting Hare Krishna will immediately bring you to the platform of knowing Krishna, understanding Krishna, and serving Krishna. After going through all the rigorous, long time study, finally you come to the conclusion that, oh, Krishna is everything, I have to worship Krishna. Why do you take the super fast process of bhakti? This is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling to these Mayavadi sannyasis. My guru told me I am a great fool because I can't study Vedanta. Whereas the easiest way is to simply chant Hare Krishna. And further, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, simply chanting Hare Krishna is bringing me to the platform of chanting and dancing. That is the ecstasy it is creating, with the natural symptom of chanting. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. Of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not a fool, and certainly for the Vedanta is not for fools. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's later on exposition of whole philosophy was so wonderful that all these Vedantists were fully defeated. So, Prabhupada further explains, one needs sufficient education and must attain a certain status before he can understand the Vedanta. That's what we're discussing, right? Background is required, qualification is required to understand Vedanta. Because in each and every word, there are volumes of meanings. And there are many commentaries by Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, huge volumes in Sanskrit. Every Acharya has left a commentary on Vedanta. Right? You have to study all of them, understand, absorb them, right? Assimilate them, not easy. Right? In Kali Yuga, it is not at all easy because the present age is symptomized by many aspects of disturbance, mental disturbance, emotional disturbance, physical disturbance, so many things. And we are not so intelligent enough to analyze things like that. No doubt, all these scriptures are available even now, various teachings and various writings of these great acharyas. But how can we understand Vedanta in the present age? It is not easy. It's voluminous, too huge. It may be possible for one person or two persons to understand, but for the mass of people, it is not possible. Nor is it possible to practice yoga. Right? The jnana process is not possible. Yoga process of doing Ashtanga yoga also is not possible. We discussed just now. Right? Therefore, if one takes to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's method, chanting Hare Krishna, the first installment of gain will be Cheto Darpana Marjanam. All the dirty things will be cleansed from the heart simply by chanting. Right? Simply by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, your heart will be cleansed. This is the whole purpose of yoga. Yoga Atma Vishuddhaye. This is a statement in Bhagavad Gita Krishna makes. From yoga, your existence should be purified. Right now it is contaminated. Our mind, our intelligence, our consciousness is polluted now with so many material thoughts of thinking that I am this body, I am part of this material world, like this. This is the contamination. This has to be purified. You have to understand that I am not this body, I am spirit soul. I am Brahman. I'm spirit, and my duty is to work on the spiritual platform. Right? When you start chanting Hare Krishna, this effect of purification and realization will immediately be bestowed upon us. This is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling. The first effect of chanting is your heart will be cleansed. Very nicely, Prabhupada further explains. There is no expenditure, there is no loss. Other yoga processes, other disciplines, if you're not successful, then you'll not get the benefit. Whereas in this, whatever you do is going to be gain only for us in Sankirtana movement, in Sankirtana process. If one simply chants for 1 week, he will see how much he will progress in spiritual knowledge. It is a fact. Actually, sometimes people say, I study Bhagavad Gita, I can't understand. But you have to understand, you have to realize this aspect, that studying simply Bhagavad Gita, you will not understand one word. You chant Hare Krishna, then read Bhagavad Gita, you will see the effect. You chant Hare Krishna, continue chanting Hare Krishna every day, then you read Bhagavad Gita, you will see how the Bhagavad Gita knowledge will be revealed to you. You will yourself feel happiness within you that, oh, I'm able to understand these things. Because Krishna within your heart has cleansed your heart from all contamination, dirty things. It's like, before reading Bhagavad Gita, you are not chanting. It's like one big opaque object is in front of your eyes. When you start reading, chanting Hare Krishna, then that opaque object is slowly removed. And you can see, the knowledge is revealed to you. This is the truth, this is a fact. Right? So, Divya Jnana Hridaya Prakashito. The knowledge will be revealed to you when you start chanting Hare Krishna. Chanting Hare Krishna means coming in touch with Krishna. Coming in contact with Krishna means your purification has begun. Right? Krishna is all powerful. He can cleanse our heart within no time, provided we are serious, sincere. That's why Prabhupada is saying, if a simply chants for 1 week, you will see how much progress in spiritual knowledge he can make. This is what happens when you start chanting, cleansing the heart. They're attracting many students simply by chanting, and they are understanding the entire philosophy and becoming purified. Just see, Hare Krishna chanting has so powerful effect. People, Prabhupada used to preach the Westerners who didn't have any background of our Vedic culture, Vedic following, Vedic understanding. Even they started chanting Hare Krishna. They become so nice devotees, Vaishnavas now. They're all following strictly in their personal lives, the various standards of Bhagavad Gita. They're able to read Bhagavad Gita so well, spread the message of Bhagavad Gita everywhere. Why? Prabhupada says it's only possible by chanting Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna has that potency, effect. This is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught us to do. Just chant Hare Krishna every day, seriously, sincerely. That is going to take care of every other thing. So chanting Hare Krishna is the most important regulatory principle in our lives. Prabhupada says our society was started only 4 years ago. 1970, Prabhupada is talking in one of the Western countries. In 1966, and we have so many branches already. By that time, Prabhupada had 30 branches in 1970. American boys and girls are taking it very seriously, and they are happy. Ask any one of them practically. If you're chanting, you can see yourself, you can see the experience. Cheto Darpan Marjanam, they are cleansing the dirty things from the heart simply by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Yes. This is the mantra we have to chant every day. We strongly recommend, as Prabhupada is telling us here, that all of us should chant this mantra and hear this mantra. That is the process of self-realization for his Kali Yuga. No other method will work. Philosophical understanding or some rituals, some pujas, nothing is going to help. This is the only method which is actually effective and very powerful. Just follow this, have this faith, then you'll see the effect. Okay, so we conclude here. We'll continue our discussions further in our next session. Meanwhile, if anybody has anything to ask, any questions, any clarifications, any comments, I'll open the forum for that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Gupta ji, please tell.
I realized one more advantage of group chanting.
Okay.
The frequencies which are generated, it has a lot of healing effect for our physical body.
Yes, very much, very much. Yes, yes. Because individually, Maya will be too powerful to attack us. In a group, no, not easy. Because the vibration is going on and you are protected, one sense. Sound vibration protects you from all corners. And the vibration is so powerful. Krishna himself, in his sound, he's there. And he's going to really, because somebody is chanting, that is protecting you. Because you may not be able to chant at that time, but somebody is chanting, you're hearing at least. That is the effect, that is the power of group chanting, or it's called Sankirtana. Right? So Sankirtana, it is going to have, that is what the whole process of Sankirtana is, that You may not have inclination to do also, but you will get the benefit
That's true.
protection from Maya. That is the advantage of Sankirtana. That's why in Chaitanya Charitamrita it is mentioned, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not see who is qualified, who is not qualified. He flooded the world with the Sankirtana, so much so that everybody was just immersed in that flood. Right? And they all got the benefit. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's incarnation is a very special incarnation. You want, you don't want, you will get it, provided you're just there. That's all. If you forcibly come out, then it is your misfortune. That is a different thing. But if you are simply there, whether you like it or don't like, it will benefit. Very nice examples are given in scriptures. Just like there's a talk going on between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and one famous his disciple by name Haridas Thakur. So he was telling, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was telling, how will the other entities benefit? How will they spiritually progress? So Haridas Thakur said, if you loudly chant Hare Krishna, Sankirtana is done openly, all the different entities will also get the vibration of Krishna.
Very true.
And they'll all spiritually progress. Just see. This is the effect of Sankirtana movement. Chanting Hare Krishna has such great effect that you may not know, you may be chanting for your purification, but any entity in your room, that vibration touches, it will have it. Just like Prabhupada gives example, there's a big thunder, everything in existence shakes. So Hare Krishna mantra is like that. Once it is vibrated, every entity will get that benefit. The touch happens. Many times devotees used to say, Prabhupada, this Sanskrit we don't understand, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Slokas, we don't understand. Don't worry, you simply hear. You understand or don't understand. That vibration is enough for your purification.
Very true.
And vibration goes inside, purification starts, then Krishna will reveal the truths. That is the whole process. You have to start somewhere, to start vibrating and hearing. Hare Krishna. Begin with Hare Krishna mantra. Everything else will come, follow. That's the point. Good realization.
And second thing is, we should not aim at taming the Maya.
Should not aim at?
Taming, winning over Maya.
Okay. Yeah. Why so?
We cannot. We have to transcend Maya.
Exactly. No, we cannot. Transcending Maya, not by our strength. Right? First of all, winning is highly impossible. Krishna is himself told, Mama Maya Duratyaya, because it is Krishna's Maya. Winning over Maya is highly impossible. And we can only surrender to Krishna, and by Krishna's blessings, Maya will be told to keep away from us. That's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Maya, don't disturb this person because he surrendered to me. Because anyway, Maya is Krishna's energy. Right?
Or the other way is, as you say, Maya is Krishna's energy. So we should see in everything Krishna.
Exactly. You should see, but what you should see Krishna's different features, just like the aspect of death is the all plundering, all devouring aspect of Krishna, very fearful aspect. That is Krishna's one more feature. Right? Very ugly feature of Krishna is death. Right? So the different features of Krishna also have to see. And whereas Krishna's beautiful Shyam Sundara form is very beautiful, very pleasing, charming. So there are different features of Krishna. So Maya is one more feature of Krishna, energy of Krishna, which is meant to punish us because we have right now disobeyed Krishna. And whereas Maya is doing her thankless job like a police to correct us. Right? As long as, see, this Maya aspect very nicely Bhagavatam explains, Maya can act as Yoga Maya, or Maya can act as Mahamaya or Jada Maya. Yoga Maya means that Maya which will connect you to Krishna. Potency, spiritual potency. Whereas Mahamaya is one that will keep you under illusion. Forgetting that you are spirit, soul, and only think that I am the body. So when this will happen, when you will be under illusion, when you don't want to serve Krishna, when you forget Krishna, Maya will keep you under this subjugation. It's like the police will come under action or come into action when you disobey the standard established rules of the government. Police will start, severely forcing you, severely punishing you when you disobey. Whereas the same police is very friendly to you when you are a normal citizen. That's what the whole point is. So similarly, Maya will become Yoga Maya for a devotee. The same Maya will facilitate to further do nice service to Krishna. Right? So these aspects of Maya, changing from Yoga Maya to Mahamaya is depending on our free will and our decision, what we want.
Yeah.
Any moment, Prabhupada says, any moment you forget Krishna, other Maya, Mahamaya will capture you and punish you. The moment you always in the remembrance of Krishna, the Maya effect will change again and become Yoga Maya. She will help you only further.
Very true.
That's the point. Okay. Yes. Any other question? Anybody has? Bhavana ji, you have any question? Hare Krishna. Okay. So no questions, then we'll close now. Thank you everybody for participating in this session. We will continue our discussions in the next coming week with more elaborations on this topic, what we discussed today. Thank you everybody. Hare Krishna. Jai Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Thank you.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.